hurricane, a tidal wave. Essence perfect, life looks brilliant. Give me more of this. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You're burying me, burying me. Yeah, you're burying me, burying me. You've got me hypnotized, push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Can get you out of my head again. Is it wrong? Is it right? It's like I've won my final war without a fight. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. I know you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized, push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Get you out of my head, get you out of my head.
Please note,
Never gonna stop, never gonna change, never gonna do the things you say. I run my own way to get there. Pulls a coin and the I seem to care. In the air, no more crowd, just the opposite kind of few clouds. Tell me this time is coming for the sake of all your lies. Why don't you try to be wise? Now that I need you anyway. Just to feel like I'm fading. And though my heart breaks a beat of time, I've got to live just to tell you. Don't lead the way, don't even say that I draw with a child playing parade. I feel like I'm fading.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to your favorite Sunday sports stream. It's Point of View time, baby. I'm Bobby Munson, and I'm joined by a couple of my great friends right here. Right to the side of me, he is Mark Talks. Mark, how you doing here on this beautiful Sunday?
I have had an horrific weekend. I had to work. Work was terrible on Saturday morning. Got up, left work, went straight to Reading, watched us lose 3-0, get home, could not function properly. Then what? Then I got a bit better because I watched Saturday night main event. And we discovered during that in the US and in North America, you have too many ad breaks over there. Me and Auntie Collins, who did the post show for that last night, we did that. And then this morning I went to go see Moana 2. So I have had not a lot of sleep. I've currently got the Manchester Derby in the background over here, which hasn't kicked off yet. We're about to probably talk through that while it's on. But not bad. Just very tired. Busy old week for me this week.
Not bad, but tired. Coming from Mark, and down below us, it's Andre C. Andre, how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing interesting. So, was out of wrestling last night. Had a great time for the most part, except for one travesty of a situation. And I'll talk about that on Shop Talk, and you'll all learn about that travesty of a situation. But I went to sleep last night, And then I had a
Helpful.
dream. I had a dream about you guys
Oh, hello. I like this already.
that I slept through the show. And I got up just in time for you guys to end the show, and I was very disappointed. Then I realized and I woke up and I realized it's only 4 a.m. Oh, I'm good. I'm doing
Oh, you're good.
boys.
And now you're here.
I'm doing good, boys. I'm doing good.
Awesome.
How
Yeah,
you
no,
doing, Bobby? You been all right, mate?
Yeah, I've been all right. I mean, I is all right as someone who is about to witness my team playing in a Manchester derby here shortly. But I mean, I'm liking the fact that this new boss is acting like a boss. He's gonna go field who he wants to field, and he doesn't really give a shit if it's appeasing fans. He's not paying fan service here. He's trying to fix a broken team, and it's proven by the fact that he will do what he wants to do with this squad, and that is exactly what he's doing. The fact that Rashford and Garnacho are not out there, and yeah, I mean he's sly with the media, with the way he reports it and stuff like that, but he feels that maybe they're causing some issue. Maybe they're not playing, fair to the rest of the team. They might be ones leaking information to journalists potentially. Maybe it's time to send them a little message that nobody at Manchester United should be untouchable. Doesn't matter if the fans like them or not. And somebody, especially like Rashford, for all the money you are paid, for everything you do there, your attitude, son, needs to be adjusted fast. And if it means selling you to another club to adjust that attitude and get you working at your best so that when you put an England football jersey back on, that you are at your absolute best and that you can do something special for England again, then I 100% support that. I like Rashford. I like what he's done for Manchester United over the years. I like the fact that he was a homegrown talent. But again, I reiterate, if it means getting him back to his best in an England football jersey, then maybe it's time that he gets sold and gets a little bit of an attitude adjustment somewhere else.
Can we talk about? We're going to go to Manchester United. We're going to talk about that, but there's a hot topic in conversation with wrestling at the moment, and I want to get to it quickly before we go further. And I've got to be very careful how I word this. Okay, so I was watching TNA final resolution.
Very careful, please.
Yeah, this is why I said I'm being careful. Final resolution, which was okay. Okay, honest opinion of the overall show was okay. Wasn't great. The Hardys are the most over tag team I've ever heard in arena before. Eddie Edwards had nearly having a fight with a fan. That happened. I don't know how to take that. You don't put hands on a talent, but then at the same time, if you're going to do something with a fan, like knock his drink out of his hand, or you're going to get up close to his face, what do you expect to happen? That type of thing. I agree. I don't think the guy should be punished, but I think both of them should be reprimanded for what they did, the fan and the superstar. But there was a return that has got the internet talking. Tessa Blanchard is now back in TNA, where she was released from her contract for bullying and for racist remarks. According to Fightful and other sources, she has apologized for the racist remarks that she made to the wrestler, but hasn't apologized for the bullying. There was a discussion, according to journalists, with Jordan Grace before the return happened. There was pushback from Jordan Grace with her returning, but they still pulled the trigger. I have thoughts on this, but I need to hear what you guys think so I can word it correctly. What do you guys think of the situation? And do you believe is it a second chance worthy? That's the question I'm going to ask before we get into the other.
I do have an opinion without trying to be. So I've known people in my life that have made stupid ass comments and stupid ass mistakes in a point in their life. Mr. Papa Smokes. Good morning, Bobby. And I can't completely condone her for what, again, she's done some fairly shitty things.
Mhm.
She was no showing during pandemic when she had the opportunity to be there, which was the final straw that broke the camel's back for her getting released on top of everything else. But and I'm not saying she has, I'm not making excuses, but has she done the work in the last 4 years as a person to, or last 5 years, it'll be 5 years in January. Has she done the work to evolve as a person? I don't know. So those are the questions we kind of need to ask. Is she willing to go and apologize to the person for the bullying issues? Is she willing to do that shit? Those are the things you got to ask first off. Is she willing to do all that? And has she grown up and evolved in the time? From what I hear, due to other wrestlers that are now in Japan and her history with some people, she still hasn't grown up. From, again, it's all pure rumor in the world of just relationship, but again, it also is a relationship that caused this issue.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Maybe she's grown up. Maybe she's evolved. Maybe she has done the work to become a better person than she was before. And if that's the case, sure, give her a chance. But if she hasn't, fuck her. Let her go home. You know what I mean? Like, it's you don't know what a person's personal life has been. And I've had friends who I've known people that have had issues in the past and then worked through their issues and came out the other side better people in the end. So again, we don't know until shit actually happens. That's the problem.
Now, there's a lot of issues with this in so many ways. First and foremost is TNA has been on a sudden uphill, like swing. Like, it's been the best the company's looked in a long time. Partnerships with WWE have helped with this situation. And the negative image never helps any company in any way, shape, or form. Whether they support what's been said or done or anything of the sort is irrelevant. It's the negative connectivity that really can hurt a company. And with all the recent names, these amazing talents that got WWE ID'd, especially in the women's category, that they could easily have brought in for a position in the company versus having Tessa Blanchard come back, I think that they made a bit of a critical error there. Now, talking about second chances, I don't want to say whether someone deserves it or not. I am not the person to make that decision. You know who should make those decisions? The people that she offended with her comments. If she's made racist comments, has she made amends to that whole culture? Not just the one individual, but that whole entire culture that has been hurt by her words. As for the bullying, who has she bullied? Has she done enough to make good by them? And has she done enough to make good by people who see that action as something that will make them uncomfortable working backstage in that environment with her? Now, again, here's the other thing. I'm not saying she isn't a talent, but when you've got somebody that has notoriously been that much of an issue backstage, I ask, is she enough of a draw to warrant overlooking the past? And I say, unfortunately, not. But again, my opinion is, if they're going to bring her in and they're going to have her work there, I hope that they have checked with everybody and everybody that works there. I'm not talking just the in-ring talent. I'm talking the backstage people, every single person in that building. And if they're okay working with her, who am I to judge? That's where I sit on this situation.
Because I was when I watched it and then I went online and there was a lot of backlash from it, and I was very much of, I get it, I understand it. I know people or known of people that have done what she's done to other people. So I know that. But I also have seen people that have flipped it around, that have changed the way that they are, the views they have on life, the way things are done. So for me, this is why I don't with these type of situations, I normally don't say anything about it because it's very much for me of with her second. So in my mind, TNA must have had to say something with WWE, right? This is in my brain. They might not have done. They might have just done it. But in my brain, if I'm TNA, I do not want to ruin that relationship I've got with NXT or WWE right now. Because when they bring the talent over, their subscriptions are going up. Their TNA Plus subscriptions are going up. And they're also selling out arenas that they're going in now. They're also drawing more people to watch the product. So to throw it all over for one person, then they must have had to have conversations privately with other companies and other people. So for me, it's have they done the right thing? Is Tessa Blanchard going to draw like CM Punk? CM Punk's never been racist, but he's a problem. But since he's been the problem, he has not been the problem in WWE. More of the fact of he's now switched it to now actually going down to the Performance Center and training the women's division and helping the men's division more with promos and stuff like that, which is excellent to see because we want to see people change the way things round on life and how they're perceived. But I do, if I'm right, there is new management in place now in TNA than there was 5 years ago. There's a new whole different regime to it. So to me, the new regime must have, I'm going by what should have been done, not probably what has been done. But in my mind, I'm going by the new regimes come in. They're going to have new rules, new things that they can't have a repeat of what they've had before. I'm willing to give Tessa Blanchard a second chance. Okay, this is my opinion. Don't come at me. As we learned last night on Saturday Night Main Event, we have to thank Beyonce and Taylor Swift so we don't get cancelled or killed. So it's very much of with Tessa Blanchard. I'm very much of don't worry, Google it, Andre. You'll find out what I mean. It's very much of I'm going to give her it, but if she's done, then there needs to be quick, swift action to get her done. There can't be this prolonging of what happened before because I've seen what they said. Chelsea Green, who, as Bobby Stats has put in the chat as well, she's last night become the first ever United States Women's Champion. The same day that she won the TNA World Heavyweight Women's Knockout Championship 7 years ago to the day that she won it, and it's come like a full circle. She was one of the victims. She's the one who's come out with Dina Bizarro, as I can't ever pronounce her name right, that has also come out as well and spoke about it. So I'm willing to give her a second chance, but it's up to her how she deals with it. Yes, Chelsea Green is the greatest thing in women's wrestling right now, and that I am not over-exaggerating at this point. The way that the tweets and everyone has now congratulated her, as in Nick Aldis saying, congratulations, God help me. And then Adam Pearce tweeted straight away, I need a drink. You know exactly the mayhem that is about to ensue. I will only give this about a second chance to put over young talent. She won't. They won't have signed her to come back to TNA to be a jobber. That woman has come back to be. Let's look at the TNA women's division right now. They've done a horrific job. They're about to lose Jordan Grace to WWE. That's happening next year. Josh Alexander has already said he's becoming a free agent in January and will be joining WWE in February. Yeah. Is it free agent in February?
February 25th, I think.
Oh, okay. So it's very much she's not jobbing.
No.
And I can tell you that now. There's no way. Because if you look, they've got I can't ever pronounce her name. Marsha Slamovich. Thank you. I just saw it in the comments. That's why I just had to read it. Marsha Slamovich, who's the TNA Knockouts Women World Champion, who's done an excellent job at the moment. But there's no one else there. That's how poorly put they've done with the women's division. Marsha Slamovich shouldn't have won that world title. When she did, there should have been more of a build for it. But it happened in like 2 weeks. You've got a match, you're having a match, she's won it. That's basically how that build went. But they've got no one else. Tessa Blanchard can come in and win matches and do well as a heel, as we can already tell, is going to be the biggest women's heel in wrestling at the moment for all the wrong reasons, but that's going to happen. But they've got nothing else. And that's the problem TNA have done. They've backed themselves into a corner. They've brought NXT talent in and then not utilized them well enough. Wendy Chu and Rosemary having about 45 matches till then get a release. So Sol Ruka come in, had one match, disappeared again, should have used her more. Ariana Grace, who's now the liaison between NXT and TNA, isn't doing anything. They did push Scott D'Amore out. Absolutely. There's something happened in January which I'm slowly thinking, could this be an interesting time to do it? So I don't know where they go. They've got, what's his name? They've got wrestlers already on the card that haven't had a good history with people as well, or with personal lives. So it seems like TNA's become a place where that they want to be. Do you know what they want to be, right? And this is going to sound horrible to TNA, and I don't mean it to be that. They want to be a rehab center. So they want all of the misfits that haven't gone well or something that's gone bad to come in and try and redeem themselves, and try and bring them back to the spot. That's the way I'm looking at TNA at the moment. If they do it, they will soar all the way up, going, this is a place to be. I'm messed up, but I need to change my life. I'll go TNA, they're going to get me back on track. Or this could go horrifically wrong, where it becomes the Roosters run the hen house. I don't know. That's my view on it. But
yeah, they also keep getting, like, anybody they start to see potential in tends to get injured, which doesn't help their case either. I mean, in the women's side, you get someone like Steph DeLander, who right now is on the shelf as a result and could be a big name for them. Alexander Hammerstone just announced that he's on the shelf with injury.
He's always injured, though. Come on.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you lift like that man does, I mean, it's.
Can someone explain to me exactly what's happened to Chris Bay? Because I know he got injured, but no one knows what's happened to him.
Not too sure.
A spine injury.
Yeah, that's all I've heard is he's injured. And then, I agree with them trying to help publicize the shirts to get money to pay for his medical bills and stuff like that. But some of the stuff, they're treating it like he's no longer with us. It's like they're treating him like he's out. And I'm like, whoa, you're going a bit too far here. Like the match between Trent Seven and Ace Austin, which was a horrible match, because Trent Seven did a great job as a heel, but then Ace Austin hits one finisher after Trent Seven did about 45 finishing maneuvers or moves to Ace Austin, but somehow he kicked out at one, and then one move from Ace Austin gets him the win. That's sort of
how good Ace Austin is. It's just how good Ace Austin is.
No, it's not. Yeah. He's not fucking Sami Zayn. We're not having another.
You get folded, it's over, baby.
How about bringing in NXT talents to TNA? They have to. They have to do it in 2025. They have to do that. Because if they don't, 2025 is going to be another slow decline again for TNA, which I'm worried about.
Yeah. All right. With that said, gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about on the show today. So going past the wrestling, I wanted to give you guys the floor for a little bit. You wanted to open up a little bit on F1. So let us know what's the digs to boys F1. Let me have it.
Go on, Andre.
This has been honestly one of my favorite seasons, and I've only been watching for about 4 or 5 years. This has been one of my favorite seasons in a long while, because the last couple of seasons have really very much dominated by Max Verstappen. Before that, it was very much dominated. It's mainly Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen battling it out in the first couple of years of me watching it. And again, not that it's not exciting, but just to see a team like McLaren move from a very mid-card team, I guess for wrestling vernacular, and to come up and be now your constructors champion is McLaren. Yeah, McLaren. I'm saying my brain is not on this morning. Fuck. But and just see
Red Bull.
And Red Bull falling to third behind Ferrari this year is kind of amazing. Just to see the shift in of how these teams are playing up against each other. And I used to watch in the 90s with my dad, but I don't remember much of it because I was young in the 90s. So yeah, and just watching this has been absolutely phenomenal, and just to see people actually in contention this year, the drivers' championship not being decided like 8 races out because Verstappen is so far. It was what 3 or 4 races for the end of the year that Verstappen locked it up, which is very good. And I love this season. I think it was just such a dynamic season to see so many drivers really stepping up this year, and just I've never been interested more in F1 going into another season to see, especially with all the driver changes next year, and just and McLaren being one of the few teams that is staying together and solid and just winning I think McLaren, yeah, and I think they're
the only one.
Red Bull. Well, maybe, but as of right now, Red Bull is.
Yeah.
As of right
It
now,
won't be.
Perez, but like
He won't be there.
yeah, but just the fact that it's gonna be such a strong team with their cars in such a great position in how well it's run this year, and with these two having both these guys ready to really fight for that top spot next year again. I can't wait. I cannot wait for F1 2025, man. It's going to be so much fun to watch. That first Bahrain race next year.
It's Australia now.
Oh, it's Australia this year. Oh, I haven't looked at the schedule.
So they're going back. They're going back to the old school where it used to always be Australia first. But you are right. You are right in what you're saying.
I'm sitting there like,
yeah, you've got the most amount of driver changes that they've had in over 15 years in Formula One. You've also got the most amount of rookies that are coming into F1 next year as well. You've also got Ferrari, who won 3 out of the last 5 races going into the end of the season, where they now think that they've built a car to challenge. Not only have they think they've built a car, they've now got the 7-time world champion in Lewis Hamilton starting with them in January, who's now going to go after the world title to get his 8th. You've then got Lando Norris, which I think personally was his only chance to win a world championship was this year, and he's fucked it. I don't think
he's taking it next year.
He won't be taking it next year because Ferrari will be back. McLaren, this was. Lando Norris is English. I support Englishmen. Lando Norris screwed up so much this year. He had the fastest car. He had the best car suited for all circuits. And the man couldn't even get it around Brazil when Max Verstappen started 17th and was able to come back and win the Brazilian Grand Prix. That was one of the best drives, and I'm not a massive Max Verstappen fan. We haven't had domination like this. Lewis Hamilton never won 4 championships in a row. He won it once, twice, had a break, lost it, come back again, and won it 7 times. The only person that's ever done it before 4 times in a row was Sebastian Vettel, and that was in a Red Bull. And then they went downhill again. And the issue with Red Bull that they've got now is I don't think they're going to be competitive next year. They're going to lose Adrian Newey, who's now gone to Aston Martin and will start during the season with Aston Martin, probably putting notes in someone's locker without anyone knowing, just to get that car ready to go for the start of next season. I think they've lost the key pieces. They've lost so many engineers behind the scenes. Red Bull are going to go on a slow decline. That's why Max Verstappen has already said that he's going to be a dad soon. And he said that he wants to be home more. So I think by 2026, he will have 1 more year or he will retire. I think the interesting factor to the whole of Formula One this season was this was the most amount of wins by so many different drivers in an F1 season in a very long time. There was 8 different drivers that have won a race this year in Formula One, which is phenomenal to think. You've also got the factors of Mercedes now losing the biggest sponsorship financial package that they had under Lewis Hamilton. and bringing in an 18-year-old, Kimi Antonelli, from Italy, who's won the F3, F2 championship, to now go into an F1 seat at the age of 18, which is one of the youngest rookies to ever do it. I'm interested to see how things go, because I don't think Mercedes will be up there. Not as much as they were. They will be better than what they were last year. Ferrari will be up there because they've got the package. They just need to tweak it a bit more. And now it's all going to be. And Charles Leclerc is driving the final race of Abu Dhabi, going from 18th to 3rd on there, and just missing out on the constructors because Lando Norris won the race. It's very much of now. I am more interested to see the team aspect to Ferrari, because you do not sign a 7-time world champion with one of the highest paid contracts in Formula One history over a short deal to put him as a number 2 driver. Lewis Hamilton will be walking into Italy, walking into Maranello on the 1st of January, and this is how the car is going to be built, and this is how I'm going to win it. If you look at Lewis Hamilton's history, you build a car for him, he wins. You build a championship car, he wins it. And I think it's going to be, I think Oscar Piastri has a more chance of being world champion now than Lando Norris does. And I think Max Verstappen next year will have a tougher challenge to hold that. Going into 2026, which some of you may not know, but in the year 2026, there are full regulation changes. The aerodynamic regulations are changing. The engines are changing. We're getting 11th team with Cadillac coming in, formerly known as what was going to be Andretti, the American driver. But now he's had to sign all of the name rights over to Cadillac to then go into Formula One. Interesting fact.
I thought that wasn't until 2026.
Well, yeah, so I'm talking about 2026 now. So, so the full regulation changes in 2026. So you've got to be thinking, teams are now going to be going, right, we're going to have to think for 2026. We can't be thinking too much. They're going to put all their resources into the year after. Most of the resources are. You've got Carlos Sainz, who was at the Ferrari, has now gone to Williams. And as according to reports, as soon as he turned up, he went, you've done this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. You need to change your car like this, and this is how we get this done. And as soon as they did it, they did a lap around the track, and they said he was quicker than he was in the Ferrari in the race, in that Williams car. So it's 2026, new team, 11th team for the first time ever in Formula One history. We're having 11 teams. Fun fact for you as well, the Andretti team don't need to hold or go by any of the current Formula One rules during testing or making the car, because they're not officially an F1 team. So they
wouldn't have positioned to have certain caps on them for money and time spent. So they get full 100% everything, or actually they get as X amount of time in testing, in aerodynamics, and everything. That's actually pretty kind of that's kind of sick, and how that car could end up being in 2026. Car
could potentially be the fastest car on the grid, because they don't know nothing, when they could already be testing 2 years ago for 2026.
Oh, 100%.
Right? A year ago for 2026. So to turn up on that grid, if they get this right, instant contenders. Instant.
100%.
Apparently they're looking at Daniel Ricciardo. Please don't do that, Formula One.
Oh, God, no.
He's had enough chances. Do not do it. For the love of God, don't do it.
Don't ruin your season with Daniel Ricciardo.
But Formula One is now ended. We've had Max Verstappen as the 4-time world champion. Maybe the last time he will be world champion, depending on how Red Bull cope. Sergio Perez will not be there next year. It'll be either Liam Lawson or Yuki Tsunoda. Isaac Hadjar, the F2 driver that's in the Red Bull.
It'll be Daniel Ricciardo.
It won't. There'd be no way that man.
He got replaced on the Red Bull secondary team this year. After coming in to replace somebody else, got replaced. Fuck
it's
that
ridiculous.
Guy.
But
I think Daniel Ricciardo, what got me into F1 was Drive to Survive.
Yeah.
Watching that series got me into watching racing. And by God, was he the personality of that show? But man, he does not have the ability anymore. I'm sorry. It's not there anymore for him.
Absolutely not. Right. Bobby, next topic.
Next topic. All right. Well, from there, Mark, I think it's time we start talking about a little bit of FIFA World Cup. Got a lot to talk about in the FIFA World Cup in terms of a couple of announcements where the 2030 and 2034, was it at the two announced? 2030, 2034 were announced where those are going to compete. And as well as, of course, the qualifying rounds for the next FIFA World Cup as well, too. So why don't you take the floor and let us know what we got coming up?
One question before you start.
yeah.
Where's FIFA 2026 at?
North America.
Oh,
no, North America.
North America, America, Canada, Mexico.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. So
yeah, we're actually getting games here in Canada. So there's actually
in Edmonton.
No, it's only Vancouver, Toronto. I can't remember Montreal's getting any even, but Vancouver and Toronto for sure.
Of course,
but,
Edmonton gets shafted.
It's you know what it is. It's based on FIFA regulations for how much seating is in a specific stadium that can field a soccer or football match kind of thing. And Edmonton's stadium actually falls short by it's not a lot, but it's just enough based on what they would need to equip for a FIFA qualified version, which is why Edmonton didn't get any, and Vancouver, Toronto, and I can't remember.
If they would have had a game here, I would have went to the game wearing a shirt with Mark's face on it.
I mean, it's tempting to go to Vancouver to watch a game though, too, especially if Canada's playing. I mean, hell, if
you're going, I'll go with you, Bob.
Okay, if England ends up in one of those games that plays in Vancouver, I will push I will push children out of the way to get to that match, kind of thing.
I'll go with you, wearing a big ass shirt with Merck's big ass face on it. It's gonna be great. I'll get shirts for both of us. You can wear yours under your jersey. Don't worry.
Right. So the stadiums for the 2026 World Cup are AT&T Stadium. You've got Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, MetLife Stadium, Arrowhead, Mercedes-Benz, and NRG Stadium in Houston, Levi Stadium, SoFi Stadium, Gillette Stadium, Lincoln Financial Field, Seattle Stadium in Lumen Field, Hard Rock Stadium, BC Place in Vancouver. You've got Estadio BBVA in Guadalupe, Estadio Akron in Zana in Mexico, and BMO Field in Toronto. Those are the places that are going to be taking place.
Fuck Montreal, even though I'm wearing a Canadian shirt. Fuck Montreal, they don't get a soccer team. Just like Edmonton, we don't get a soccer game. Yeah, a footy game. Sorry, a footy game.
If this does happen, STG, we will make that happen, brother. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
I'll come out. It's an event, man. Like when, like, and I'm not I don't. It's not my sport, but when shit like that happens, when it's that big, it's worth it just for the experience of it all. Just to have, just to be like, I was there. I got to experience. Because again, I see it every 4 years. FIFA happening. It looks like it's the biggest party in the world.
Yeah.
Party, anger, violence, all of those things wrapped up into one. You can't have Argentinian fans and English fans near each other. You can't have English fans with anyone, basically. Or the Mexicans are not allowed to go in certain places because they have a bad history with other nations. But yes, in 2030, it has been announced that Spain, Portugal, and Morocco are going to be the trio hosts of the 2030 World Cup. And then it was all going really well.
It was until they announced 2034.
Until they announced 2034, where it has now been announced that this country was the sole bidder for it, surprisingly. And it's going to Saudi Arabia.
Ew.
Yeah, that's everybody's reaction right there, except for Cristiano Ronaldo's. But you know what? I take his opinions with a grain of salt.
So 2034, Saudi have got 10 years to build stadiums. They've currently got 2 that they are going to be using, but they are planning to build 10 more in 10 years. Right. I'm just going to point this out as
it's
well.
going to end up being another Qatar situation, isn't it?
100%. They're also building in Saudi Arabia called the Line, which is a very long straight line in the middle of the desert where you can live, eat, drink, but you don't drive and you don't walk because everything is powered by driverless cars from anywhere you go. There's a train service as well. They want to build 2 stadiums in that line, which goes, if you're from the UK, you'll know how big long this is. It's the same size as you're going from Bristol to London. There's about it's a certain mileage. I can't remember what they said. They also going to build the first ever stadium that is open top, glass. Yeah. Along with other things, reinventing the stadium looking things, which will then mean that once the World Cup's finished, the current teams that play in the Saudi Pro League will be able to take over those stadiums to play their home matches from there on. But human rights will mean nothing. The Saudi sports minister, who was able to get the bid for this World Cup complete, as the questions were asked about the LGBTQ plus community, and he said everybody is welcomed. Alcohol is welcomed. If you respect our laws and you respect what we go by, and you do that, then we will open our arms and let you in. If you don't, he didn't say beheading, but I'm going with that. From that moving forward. So yeah. Saudi Arabia has got the 2034 World Cup, and it has been announced for England to be making it to America. They will have to be playing. By the way, if you don't know history, I'm going to explain slightly why one of this game is going to impact people's lives. Okay, just hypothetically. England will be playing Serbia, Albania, Latvia, and Andorra. And my son is coming in. Hello. As well, and he wants my drink. We'll be playing that. But the interesting fact behind that is Serbia and Albania have been banned from playing against each other until recently due to the conflict that there was a civil war between them. And the last time that they played each other, the match had to be abandoned because a drone was flown into the stadium with some nasty messaging to the other team, and then a fence broke down and full-on fighting happened. And there was celebrations where players got fined for doing the wrong celebration at the time. Yeah. Wow. So I will personally be watching that game just to see what happens for my own entertainment. Yes, welcome to Europe. That's normal.
I thought the Canucks, the Knuckleheads rioting after them losing to Boston in the finals back in 2011 was something. It's nothing compared to you guys.
No. And you know what? And like Mark's saying, with that particular feud, that it goes deeper than that when you get to
tensions,
like
political tensions,
club football, and some of the really the places in Europe and stuff like that are, definitely not the more, well off portions or parts of the continent and stuff like that. They get to the point where their club football support is like gang member level. Yep. Like there is some countries where you go to the small cities and their club, the opposing club has to be brought in upwards to 6 hours or something before the fans or anybody else arrives. They have to go through an entire gated area just to keep themselves protected from having things thrown at them. There is often small little makeshift bombs or gas bombs that are made at these games thrown at the opposing side and stuff like that. Like, it is dangerous. There is some areas that it is absolutely dangerous to be a football fan.
There is a stadium in Europe, can't remember where it is, but I know that it's there, that they play international games at, and they have 4 entrances for players to come into. When I say 4 entrances, when you go on the coach, you've got 4 entrances. You've got the home and away, normal entrance. You've then got the mediocrity tension, where there's a little bit of tension, but that one has full-on gates that go down. You go in, you don't speak to anyone. There's a full-on fence with a line that takes you straight into that dressing room. And then there's the one that is full-on, where you go in, there is a wall, a concrete wall that has nothing on it, just white, and it goes straight. And there are CCTV cameras. There is 24-hour surveillance from 4 weeks before the match in case someone planted a bomb or someone decides to do something with that. They have bomb-proof sections as well. They also have bulletproof sections because people might tend to bring in a weapon. There are a few
Jesus.
things. Yeah. Welcome
Yeah.
to Europe. And there's certain grounds or certain countries that if they play club football, they are not allowed to be drawn into the same group against each other because of hooliganism. And we don't have it we have it bad over here, but it's not as bad as you get it in other countries. But if it's Millwall versus West Ham, then Millwall fans have to be escorted to the stadium 3 hours before kickoff. If you're not at that section before 3 hours before, you're not allowed into the ground. They get police presence with police riot vans, police horses, everything to escort them down there. If the West Ham firm are within 3 miles of when Millwall are going to the ground, then those firm get not allowed into the ground. There's family members. This is no joke, and I know this from experience over here in the UK, where there's family members in the UK where their son was born, and I'm just saying hypothetically, okay? He turned out to be a Manchester United fan, but his family's from Liverpool. The family then disowned the child. They've thrown the child out.
Yep.
That's how there are people. I'm thankful, really thankful that I have wrestling and other sports that I like to watch and get into. Because
So
if it was just football,
so you're an Arsenal? No, you're
No,
Reading
I'm
fan, right?
Reading.
So what if Mini Mark becomes a Arsenal fan or a Man U fan? What are you gonna do?
Arsenal's fine. Man United's fine. If he becomes a Swindon fan, then he's grounded to the day he dies, and as well, or the day that I die. And if he's an Oxford fan, then they won't be getting any Christmas presents.
I might have to buy your kid a gift.
Yeah,
I have
if
to
you
buy him
do,
a Swindon gift.
I know you're doing this, so I fly out to Canada to meet you.
No,
Um,
I would never do that because if I ever had a child and you sent him anything other than a Montreal Canadiens jersey, I'd stab you.
I'll bring the Maple Leaf shirt. I'll send it to him.
Yeah, I would
All
stab
right. Well, you know what, guys? We got to get to those NFL predictions soon. But before we do, you mentioned the Montreal Canadiens, gentlemen. Your time to shine. Talk a little bit of NHL. Talk about the Montreal Canadiens, and tell me why it is that you guys are okay being fans of that team right now.
I'm a fan of this team because I was indoctrinated from birth. It's probably the same way Mark was indoctrinated from birth into the Reading team, and the same way you probably were for Man United, right?
Not quite birth, but close.
Yeah. So again, I can't quit this team, man. I've seen so many down seasons, but then I see years like 2021 in that pandemic season where it was the Canadian division and the result, like you were only playing a certain amount of teams per year. And Montreal got to the finals against Tampa Bay, despite being a lukewarm team. We got there on the back of Carey Price, and then he retired. And now our goaltending isn't the worst thing anymore, but it's just we can't seem to put it together. Our goaltending sucked against Pittsburgh, not in a fucking 9-2 loss, and that almost broke me.
We're bottom of the conference, and the only reason I was supporting this team was because this plonker that's talking about it told me to, and I went, because I like Andre, I'll do it. I'll support him, and now I can't change my mind because I look like a prick. So I'm like, I'm going to have to stick with it. And not only that, I support Miami Dolphins, but I like Kansas City Chiefs. Miami Dolphins don't win it. What is wrong with your North American teams that anytime I support, decide not to do anything?
And again, I support the Edmonton Oilers, being that I do live just outside of Edmonton. I do support that team.
I support you, and you're ruining my life.
Okay, so I give you permission to support the Edmonton Oilers, but your number one is still the Montreal Canadiens. I give you permission to support them. But no, I support it because I live here, and and again, this is the team I can. If I want to go to an NHL game, it's the Edmonton Oilers, right? And I've been to games where Montreal isn't even in the building because I want to see hockey. But it's so hard. Laine's back at least, and that's a small glimmer of hope that we can improve, but it doesn't seem to be happening. But he just got back, so we'll see. We're the third worst. We are the third worst team in the NHL right now, behind I think it's the Predators and the Blackhawks, I want to say.
But here's one thing I will say, because you mentioned the Edmonton Oilers. At least with the Canadiens, they're not going to drag you all the way through the entire playoffs, only to break your heart in the end.
Yeah. I felt for it, man. I watched that playoff hoping.
Yeah. So the only two teams that are doing better than them is the Predators and the Blackhawks. They're the only.
Yeah. They're the only ones that have a shot at that.
So
at least they all know their place.
First overall. Yeah.
So I've decided that I'm now supporting the Mighty Ducks on their quest for the Stanley Cup.
That Coach Bombay has done amazing things with that team.
I love that film. The film is so good. I don't care.
The fact that a team that
Emilio.
a Disney movie inspired an entire NHL franchise makes me happy.
And they have never left. Like, it's not gone to another city. It's not changed the name. It has always been Anaheim, and it's always been the Ducks. So kudos there.
But again, and I also look at that as there's also a point that the NHL does want hockey in southwestern United States. And look at how much they propped up the Coyotes before they ended up leaving for Utah. Like, you got to realize because again, that area is one of the biggest markets in the United States down in that area. So they want hockey there to help popularize it more and more. But the Ducks have always been a good or very good team. Look at their playoffs runs and stuff. Like, so that at least helps. Even the San Jose Sharks have had glimmers of brilliance over the years, so it's helped sustain, where the Coyotes have never had that, and that's why they're dead now.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to go to the last part of this show. It's the NFL predictions time. We're going to get this through, and we'll throw it on the screen, I guess. I mean, it's getting harder and harder to look at each and every week, especially with Mark dancing in the background
so
here.
Sad. I have pretty much just accepted I will not catch Bobby and Ed, but I am very happy that at least I can say we took chances last week. They all did. None of those chances went our way, but we took chances, we took shots, and we are in a way worse position now.
That Bobby screen is too strong. Perfect. But yes, I mean, we can honestly say, like, we're not catching. We're ice bucketing. That's how it's going down. I mean, I'm going to be doing the February ice bucket here. It's a guarantee. But you know what? You guys did take risks. Kudos to you for it. Everything. Mark, you've done well. You're going to be lucky if you can pull it off 2 seasons in a row, because next season. Should we just mention it right now? What the plan is, that we're going to make it a little bit more interactive next season?
Before we get into that, I just want to point something out, okay? Hold on. There's something here. Wait, there's a question. There's a reason why there's a certain person who's not here.
Don't be a knob, Mark. Don't be a knob.
He's not even here to put his dukes up to defend himself, bro. Come on.
I know. That makes it even better.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna see him on Wednesday night anyways for Marble Talk. So
yeah, fantasy football. You just know I'm picking Tua and the heel, and that's it. And I don't know the rest. So that's basically my go-to.
Yeah. So we've already kind of had this discussion, but essentially next time what we do this here on the show after this season, when the next season starts, is we're we're all going in at it ourselves. Ed's going to be on his own, Andre on his own, Mark on his own, and myself on my own, as well as STG and the people in the chat are going to be playing for themselves. So really, it's going to be a 5-way dance next season there for the title.
Just
So it's going to be a lot
the
of fun.
amount of how hard those graphics are going to be to make. I've just realised how hard that's going to be.
On top of it, we're also looking at maybe within us a fantasy football, an actual fantasy football that we have to let STG in on that shit.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, and get people.
I have a buddy that's willing to play with us because he's a huge fantasy football player and he loves that shit. So
I have no clue. Yeah. I just pick players I know the name of and hope it works.
That's what I do. That's what I do. No.
Basically, what I do.
But I couldn't start every season because it's kind of a crapshoot unless they're the biggest players. It's kind of a crapshoot once you get into rounds like 5 through 16. It's kind of a crapshoot at that point.
Mark picks kickers in the first round.
No, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad.
Okay, before we do picks, I just have one more thing for you. Mark, if you have the ability, look for a show called The League. It's a show from years ago on FX. About a bunch of friends who play fantasy football together, and it's all about everything else. But and some of the best episodes of the first couple episodes of the season where they're drafting, and one dude is legitimately my favorite character for what the people he likes to draft.
I don't think there's a way of. No, I have to pay for it to watch it over here.
Yeah, but there's also illegal sites or alternative websites you can watch it on.
No, there's not. We know nothing. We don't condone the acts of piracy here at our local establishment. These opinions and links don't exist here at OLE Podcast.
Oh, I won't be sharing it on OLE. I'll share it through like Twitter or something.
Share it through me for private Discord. Thank you very much.
I think that's what Bobby doesn't want to happen.
Yeah, but Bobby won't see
No. They don't exist here.
We can't talk about it.
It's like Fight Club. We can't talk about it. Okay.
Yeah.
I broke the rules. I talked about it.
It's also like Jay-Z. You can't talk about Jay-Z.
But you just did.
I know. Come at me, Beyonce.
All right, anyways, match number 1, we got the Dallas Cowboys at the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, the temptation Panthers.
I want to go Panthers here, man.
I've done this all series. I think I've picked the Cowboys once. All series.
STG's with me. We're going for the Panthers. Let's go. Is Bobby going Cowboys?
Of course he is. It's boring.
No,
sorry. Has Ed?
Sorry, going for it.
I was gonna say, has Ed instructed Bobby to go for the Cowboys? Is what I mean.
Ed's giving me his opinions, but Ed did say to go with the Cowboys, and I'm going against it and going with the Panthers.
Screw Ed.
It's not a screw Ed situation. It's not. Seriously.
Ed screwed Ed. It wasn't the other way. It wasn't Brett screwed Brett. It was Ed screwed Ed. By the way, Bobby, have you checked your DMs on Twitter?
Probably not.
Okay, check on it after the show. I want to get your instant reaction to what I sent you.
All right.
No, Brett screwed Brett.
We'll get to it. All right. I agree. STG, we're Canadians. We get it. We get it. True Canadians get it. Mark
Canadian says Brett screwed Brett.
No. Mark, was it Cowboys or the Panthers for you?
Panthers.
Okay.
Yeah. I will never pick the Cowboys ever again. Even if they go 11-0 next season, I still won't pick them.
All right, gentlemen. Kansas City Chiefs and the Cleveland Browns.
Chiefs.
Yeah. I mean, that was a no-brainer, wasn't it? Today,
I don't even need to wait for SCG on this one. You can't pick the Browns over the goddamn refs. Come on.
I really hope.
Over the refs.
Oh, for the love of God!
I'm joking because it bothers you, Mark. It's the only reason I'm saying
it. All right. Next up, we got the New York Jets are at the AEW Jaguars.
Oh, This is a stinky one.
Can I
Ew.
pick neither? Can I just lose a point on this one? Because I
Oh.
just give it up. Like, no, I don't want it though.
I don't want this. I don't want Jets.
I
Yeah.
think we might have to
Right,
young
so,
Bucks this-
do I
we should- I
pick-
think we really need to young bucks this situation and go with the AW Jaguars.
Right, all right then. Let's let SCG pick this then, shall we?
I just know
You've been trumped, Andre.
You are just good. Oh god, that's brilliant.
The best part is STG's been awfully kind about conceding on a few of these choices over the weeks and everything like that. But in this case, it's like, nope, not happening. It's Jets, it is. So it's going to be Jets across the board here for all three of us.
That is the only time he's gone straight faced.
Just remember this, STG. If the AW Jaguars win, I was right.
I still think he wouldn't care. I still think he would care on that run either. I still think he would.
Whatever, it's just one. We've lost so many anyway. It's all good.
We're so right, it doesn't matter in the end.
He would rather lose by 100 points than pick the Jags as well. Just get absolutely annihilated. I think he would rather donate $100 than pick the Jags. That's how much I'm confident on him never picking it. There we go. There's the comment I've been waiting for. There is the comment I have been waiting for.
All right. Now, time to test Mark's loyalty on this next matchup because we have the Miami Dolphins at the Houston Texans.
Dolphins.
Oh, he's loyal.
He's loyal to the soil.
I'm not Edge. I don't flip-flop away from my team. And let's not rewind when the Dolphins played.
Ed for not being here sure is taking a shit kicking today.
Yeah, the Texans have a better record, but they're kind of off right now.
Yeah, they're not. There's a lot of tension.
They've been They were doing very good, but they've been sliding.
Yeah,
they're playing for a playoff spot though. Miami's kind of just to us.
They do. We got a wild card place that we could grab.
It's not happening. Miami.
Tua Tagovailoa is currently in discussion for MVP.
Yeah,
and he missed about 6 weeks because of his pass completions and the rate that he's been playing at. Now, if we had him all season, we would be nearer to the Bills than what we are right now.
That man is never. I don't think will ever play a full season of football again. He's going to keep getting
next year.
He's going to take bad hits every single year, and he's going to be out for 6 weeks every year.
No, next year he will be back. We'll win the Super Bowl next year, so it's fine.
Well, we'll see who picks up the point. We got
just like Montreal's going to win the Stanley Cup this year.
I got Texans.
You're too far out of it.
They got Texans. Mark's got Dolphins. We'll see who comes out on top.
Have you got four?
Texans.
That's good. I got an extra point then. That's good.
Yeah, whatever you say. I dare you to pick the wrong team on this one as well, too, Mark. We got the Washington Commanders at the New Orleans Saints. And we know how this goes, guys. It's hashtag fuck the Saints.
Yeah, I know. Oh, and I can't pick. It's Commanders, man. The Commanders. The weeks we went against Commanders, we got screwed. We keep getting screwed. So
yeah, I'm going Commanders. This is a very easy one.
Yeah,
and the Saints screwed us too. Yeah, you're right.
So.
Yeah, it's not even like it's a close call in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, well, I mean, the Saints have on the days that, yeah.
Even Bobby agrees with it.
Yeah,
Bobby agrees with it.
Well, he's a stats man. He knows it all.
Yeah, he's checking those stats out just like the rest of us. I ran them off like Tony Khan does sending wrestling. Okay, all right, funny.
or not picking them up for the airport, or not paying their medical bills. Anyway, carry on.
Carrying on, next we got the Ravens are at the Giants. I think it's should I just fill it out, boys? Like does about it?
Ravens.
Yeah,
big ol' Ravens.
Didn't even think I needed to ask, and I didn't.
Who do we think's getting the number 1 draft pick, by the way? That's the question. The number 1 draft.
Who's in last? Who's in last?
There's a few teams that are joint, isn't it? The Jags are there.
Either the Giants or the AEW Jaguars, according to STG.
Yeah.
Hey, watch AEW Jaguars are gonna like bring in some guy who like spins pizzas or something like that as their first round draft pick.
So currently,
technically, the Giants are in the back of the pack right now, so they're
the Giants 11-2 and the Raiders 11-2. So it's between the Raiders and the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, next one.
All right, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans.
Bengals.
Titans, no.
Yeah,
Bengals.
dare you to. I mean, what do you got to lose? What do you got to lose at this point? Come on.
At least we were near it when Bengals it is. At least we were near you guys. At least we were within 7 points. Now we're screwed. And the Titans, yes, they have screwed us too.
Yeah. Now we're just playing to see what the final point tally will be at the end of the season.
Pretty much.
Let's see how big a gap Mark can make this on us. All right. Up next, we got Ed's team, the New England Patriots, against the Arizona Cardinals.
Cardinals.
All right,
Oh, Man City have scored.
Yeah.
He's coming with me to the birds. Yes, he's coming with me to the birds.
Yeah.
Go
All right.
Please tell me Ed's picked the Pats.
He didn't want to.
Did he actually? But did he?
He said to go with the Cardinals as well too.
See,
What?
look at that flip flopping away from his team. That's great.
Little dick.
What was that?
Flip flopping little dick.
I thought I heard something then. I had to need to repeat it to hear if I actually heard that right, and I did, which I love you, Andre. You said dick right, and I love it. I love your
little dick.
next question.
Speaking of little dicks, Man City are up 1-0. No.
Yeah, good header as well.
Fuck them. Moving on. We got the Indianapolis Colts at the Denver Broncos.
Ah, he said it right. Boo.
I know I did. I like, what is it? What is this?
Again, not a.
This is a tough game to pick. I'm gonna go stats now. I'm fully going on the stats.
I'm looking at.
Well, see, I don't know whether to go with Ed's pick or not on this one. I'm torn. What's the game? Oh, sorry, it's the Colts and the Broncos. STG.
They're quite even.
Yeah.
Broncos have a much better defense.
Yeah, let's go with the Fire Horses. Let's go with the Denver Fire Horses.
Yeah, I'm going Broncos.
Fuck. See, that's what Ed wanted to go with too, but whatever.
I think you should go with the Colts.
I really should, but
you should
do it, Bob.
Oh, fuck it. You know what? I'm trumping it and I'm going Colts.
Yes, I'm gonna be moving up closer to Bobby here.
I'm gonna move away from Bobby even more. Woo!
Love you, Bobby.
Love you.
I'm gonna take a shot. Yeah, I mean, I gotta find opportunity too. So
you have no understanding of how much I'm looking forward to next season to see if Bobby can actually hold on to anyone when we do it, because he does watch nothing. If he is able to,
you know what? I have watched some of it. Watched some of it. So because of this show, I have paid a little bit more attention. So next season, I will come into it. I will be a little bit more studied up, and who knows? Maybe I'll even pick a team to root for next season. I've been leaning towards the Commanders. I've watched more Commanders games than anything this season. I've been leaning that way. So we'll see.
Bobby next season is going to walk in like Adam Schefter, knowing all the stats. He's got agents. He knows he's going to get all the inside goss as well. He's going to go full ESPN.
And then people are like his staff's going to be like hiding in the background that we
Yeah.
can't because we can't see them
Yeah.
behind his graph. Is
He's going to have a little earpiece in as well, just to turn
Yeah.
in exactly the stats, and he's going to come out with it as well.
Yeah. I'll have somebody up in Central feeding me information. All right, you got a good point there. We're going with this, but all right. Anyways, gentlemen, next matchup, we got the Buffalo Bills at the Detroit Lions.
Lions.
Yeah.
really?
What do you mean, really?
Did you see how shit the defense were against the Rams? And they're going up against the Lions.
Yeah,
the
but they're going to play hard. They're going to play. The defense going to play harder.
The Bills doesn't know anything harder than when they're not playing in snow.
STG shake some sense into your boy.
Lions. I know. I'm not going against the goddamn best team. The second best team in the league right now. Fuck. Leonzes.
Oh my goodness.
I think SCG just gave up. Okay. I think SCG gave up.
No, he's just leaving you on a cliffhanger. Like, is he gonna go with me? Is he gonna go with me? No, he's not. Not today. Not today, Andre.
He went full Maury announcement if it was you were the real dad or not. Of how long it took him to undo that envelope, say you are the father. Doing all of that.
You are not.
You are not picking the Bills.
That needs to be a meme. That was great. Somebody get on that. Next, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at the Los Angeles Chargers. And yeah, that's it's a head scratcher.
This one's hard. This one is hard. Statistic-wise, you would most probably go for the Bucks by the offense stats, but defense, you would go by the Chargers.
Oh, this is a stinky one.
This is hard.
It's a good game. It's a stinky one to pick, but it'll be a good game when you see the game.
Mike Evans is
like the Bucks.
limited participation in practice. Hasn't done much.
Yeah, put us down for the Bucks.
All right, I will.
Joey Bosa, full participation in practice.
I'm going to go against the grain with the Chargers.
Ooh.
I might go with you, Bobby. Yeah, I'm going to go Chargers. Why am I being followed by Mandy Rose on Blue Sky?
It's not the real Mandy Rose.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So this is who I've just been followed by. Mandy Rose on Blue Sky. She's former WWE superstar, former NXT champion, and WBFF Bikini World Champion. Apparently, this is the real Mandy Rose that wants to follow me.
You know?
To be fair, I have got the sex appeal, so I understand.
You do. You do, Mark. Every room you walk into, all the ladies and dudes get wet.
Exactly. They all start yeeting all over themselves.
All right. Are we gonna yeet all over this next match? We got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh shit!
The Battle of PA. Ooh.
I'm going Eagles.
Yeah, Birds, man. They got their fight. They're good. They do not want to give up. They do not want to give up to the Commanders.
They need momentum going into the playoffs. They're getting it, and they need Saquon Barkley to run for an absolutely amazing to get that MVP. Because at the moment, I don't think anyone else really deserves MVP apart from Saquon Barkley.
All right,
Jared Goff, actually, maybe.
Then we got listed here for Sunday night football, the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. STG, do I just put you down?
I know where we're going. I don't even have to make a pick in this game.
Oh, please do the I really hoped he did the unthinkable then, but he didn't. I'm going Packers.
Yeah.
The Hawks.
They have been winning.
He's loyal to the soil. He's a fan. Like,
they've been winning.
I'm not going to fight. I don't need to fight you. I agree. I just, as soon as the game was announced, I'm like, I know who we're going with.
1-on-1 STG. Me and you in a wrestling ring. See who wins.
I don't know who to corner. Damn it.
Bobby's referee. You're the announcer and my manager.
But if I want to be SCG's announcer,
You don't.
He's my tag partner.
Yeah, but he keeps screwing you over. You want a proper man who wins.
That's true. I want to be there at the winner. You know, yeah.
Papa Smokes will do the surprise heel turn again.
the heel turn master right there.
Yeah,
just wait, we got trivia coming up on Thursday night. You never know where Papa Smokes is going to go with that. So, but where are you guys going to go when it comes to the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings for Monday Night Football?
Hold on, I'm going to give you a demonstration of who I'm going for.
I mean, should I just put the Vikings in right now?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like. Oh, he's talking about bears. I think he's imitating a bear.
That was a good bear impression. Oh, now you're changing to the Vikings?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, Bobby Stats has gone Viking. Right, hold on.
Oh, I wasn't saying for us to take the Bears STG. That's not what I meant. He was doing the Vikings thing, and I'm like, oh, he's imitating a bear.
Oh man, this is fun.
Yeah,
I have a blast.
Vikings for sure.
This has been one of the best ones we've ever done today.
All right, gentlemen.
So much fun.
Next up, Atlanta Falcons are at the Las Vegas Raiders again. Like, do I need to ask?
I'm going for Las Vegas Falcons.
Las Vegas Falcons.
The double turn. I'm going Falcons. This is really
Falcons.
easy.
I'll just put it all in as Falcons, even if Mark can't get the city right.
Ooh,
I can. I was doing it
for next
himself.
weekend, don't we? We get
What's
make
that?
an extra couple picks for next weekend, don't we?
Done it.
Yeah. Yeah, because they got Thursday and then Saturday as well, too.
Yeah, we get to pick Saturday games. Let's go.
Told you. I'm on the ball.
All right, Thursday night football. We've got the Denver Broncos at the Los Angeles Chargers again. Do I need to ask?
This is quite a hard one. Oh, hold on. What was the game again?
The Broncos are at the Chargers.
I don't know.
Dude, yeah.
I don't know with this one.
I like
What are
the
you
fire
going for,
horses here.
Bobby?
I like the fire horses here.
I'm going to take Broncos.
I'm going to say fire horses. The fire horses.
I don't know what to do.
I'm going to Broncos.
They're both 8-5.
Mm-hmm. Well, as STG saying, it's an even game, but
it is. They both got the best sort of defense in the league, and they've both got one of the worst offenses in the league.
Yeah, even STG saying going with the Broncos.
Yeah, I'll go Broncos because everyone else is. I
Go
refuse to
Chargers.
leave.
You can break away from the pack.
No,
Are they?
I've already done that with my Dolphins game, so it's fine.
He's looking at the fact that I took a couple of risks this week and starting to go. Maybe
No,
I
I can't pick this one, and this was the only safe bet that I feel like is the safe of what I can go for. That was it. I can't. It's just a hard game. This one to call.
All right.
This is going to end like all field goals as well. This is not going to be a touchdown scoring friendly game either.
All right. Well, how friendly do you think Saturday is going to be when it is the Houston Texans taking on the Taylor Swift referees?
I'm going for Taylor Swift referees.
I want to go with.
Do it.
I want to go the other way.
Do it, young Skywalker. Do it. Do it.
Yeah, bet against the Swifties.
My boy is with me.
Oh, well, Bobby, at least we know that we've got more points to get over than that.
Well, at least we know we have the refs on our side on Saturday.
It's true. We're at this point. We're just having fun at this point.
Hell yeah. All right, gentlemen, last but not least, Saturday game. Pittsburgh Steelers are at the Baltimore Ravens. Who do we got?
Oh, again, it's another piece. Oh my god, it's more.
I don't know with this one.
I'm gonna take Steelers.
I'm
Who's
gonna
at
let.
home?
I'm gonna let my boy. Did you pick this? I gotta answer a phone call.
Okay.
Look at that big shiny bald head.
Now that he can't hear us.
I know. Do you know what? That's the first time I've really seen his big shiny bald head. Like
I've
always seen him with headphones on. Never seen it with him off, unless there's pictures. But that is one. Do you think he like gets some like baby oil before he comes on?
He doesn't even realize what is going on right now.
Jesus Christ.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Andre, mate. How you doing?
What did I do wrong there?
No, don't worry
You
about it.
did nothing wrong at all. Nothing at all. Mark had a curious question about whether or not, because the shine that you get, if it's baby oil related or if there's any
All
way to get
natural,
that
baby.
shine. That's
All
a natural
natural.
shine. All right.
It's all natural baldness, baby.
I just said, oh God, I'm crying. I just said,
Now you're making me self-conscious about it. Now I've got to start powdering it to get rid of the
because
shine.
what I said was when you disappeared and went off the phone onto the phone, I said I haven't seen like on the screen like this. I've seen pictures, but this is the first time I've seen you like on screen with your bald head. And I said, and then when you started talking, your head was sort of shining a bit, and I went, oh, he must put baby oil on that. Before he comes on screen and before he does it, he gets in the mirror and goes, rubs it all in.
First and foremost, he did say beautiful. Beautiful was the term he used.
Right?
So
I did use beautiful bald head.
Yep.
So don't get self-conscious because you do have a beautiful bald head. Also, that looks very dodgy the way you're holding your headphones at the moment.
What do you mean?
The shape of. Anyway, what was the? I've lost track of what game we're on right now. I'm going to go Steelers.
It's the last game. It's the last game to pick. It's the Steelers and the Ravens.
I'll go Steelers just so I can cover off Bobby. That's it.
All right, whatever. If you must.
Oh, we went Ravens. Okay, sweet.
Yeah, you guys did go Ravens.
I'm fine with that.
It is making me feel funny. It is making me feel so funny. Okay. Can I just say, this episode has been absolutely phenomenal.
It really has, guys.
I've absolutely loved this. This has been brilliant.
It really has. I got some Christmas stuff I got to get to today, though, gentlemen. So we're going to wrap it up. First, going over to my man, Andre. Where can the people find you? What you got coming up?
You can find me on the X in Blue Sky at That Canada Guy, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at That Canada Dude. You can find me here on OLE. Get 3 straight days in a row this week. I'll be guesting on Taking Over on Tuesday with replacing Old Ed for the final show of the year over there. Talking some NXT with Astrid. Well, Ed's live at NXT. And then I'll be back Wednesday with said Old Ed as we do the Marvel talk we're supposed to do last week. Doctor Strange in honor MC Rebound. And then Thursday I'll be showing up for the trivia on with Bobby and Papa Smokes.
That's 4 days in a row, Andre, not 3. Because remember what you got Friday, my friend.
Oh, Friday I'll be on the Japanese wrestling update. So dang, I'm doing 4 straight days on OLE. On top of it, trying to record other again. There's no Japanese wrestling to cover this week, so I don't know what the hell I'm going to talk about on Friday, which is
just make it up.
Confusing. Oh, I'll find things to talk about. Don't worry.
If you watched Saturday night's main event last night, you can see me and Arthur Collins were talking about random stuff as well. So
really,
it might be a year in review kind of thing because the episode on the 27th of will be is pretty much going to be a pure preview show because we have Dream Queendom on the 29th. There will not be a show on January the 3rd just because there's so much Japanese wrestling in that week. Me and Mel have so much on our plate. We have Dream Queendom on the 29th. We are debuting show. We're going to be watching Noah the New Year for our debuting show Did You Noah? And then On the 3rd, there's another Stardom show on the 3rd. There's Wrestle Kingdom on the 4th. There's Wrestle Dynasty on the 5th. There's New Year Dash on the 6th. So much wrestling.
That is too much. There's wrestling and then there's that.
Yeah. Japanese wrestling. Okay, so in this last week of December, first week of January, a lot of people do have time off over in Japan, not for Christmas, it's for the New Year, and this is essentially WrestleMania season for it's all the companies run big shows around this time. Again, Noah's New Year is always on the 1st. Wrestle Kingdom is always on the 4th. Dream Queendom's always on the 29th. And then there's a bunch of other companies that are running shows in there. So then they have Wrestle Dynasty this year on the 5th. It's just that CMLL, AEW, and New Japan Stardom crossover show. And then you have their New Year Dash, which is always the following day, usually the following day from after Wrestle Kingdom. It's going to be on the 6th this year. So it's so much I'm going to be covering in that week. So there will be no Japanese wrestling update. I apologize, but the show on the 27th will be a pure preview show. We're going to be running down all the main cards that we're covering. We're going to talk about all the big stuff coming on in that week and a half of Japanese professional wrestling. So
lots to cover for Andre. And speaking of lots to cover, Mark's always got lots to cover. What do you got coming up, and where could be the people find you?
So tonight we have got Evolution show where on my WWE 2K24, and we have got a Battle Royale #1 contenders for the Evolution World Championship for Jordan Graces. The Bloodline have adopted a female member to the group after something happened, so make sure you check that out. And on Mark Talks Football, me and Bobby Munson are trying to rebuild South Shields Football Club and taking them to the Premier League. Bobby Munson doesn't actually know this, but I'm already nearly the end of the season that we recorded.
I figured you probably were.
Yeah, because I got a bit excited, and I'll explain why when I see you next week. But that's happening. So make sure you go and check out that show because it's all going ahead, and this is the most fun series I've done. It's up there with my Reading save when I won the Champions League with them. But this is one of the most fun I've had. So make
nothing
sure you
is better than the F1 stuff.
No, but that won't be coming back for a little while.
That first F1 season was the best when you had your own makeshift team. So good.
The anger levels I had during that season was off the chart during that one. But yeah, no. So that's me coming up. I will be back on OLE next Sunday for it. And also, don't forget as well, Christmas Day, I have got a wrestling quiz show that is coming out. 2 out of the 4 people are on the screen here, along with Lauren Goodnight and Tom Colohue. There are clips that are coming out, and there was a challenge that I set them before the quiz even started, and by God, did they deliver. So make sure you go check that out. But yes, Bobby, what have you got coming up, my friend?
Well, again, there's my ticker down below where you can follow me. What have I got coming up this Thursday night? Myself and Papa Smokes return with Ring of Respect Radio, and as Andre said, he'll be there along with anybody else who wants to join us on screen from OLE, as we are being hosted by Mike the Ref of Backbreaker Media for the WTF Do We Know About Wrestling Christmas Edition pub trivia night. It's going to be a hell of a time, so make sure you're joining into that. Go and follow, like, subscribe Mike the Ref over on social media, as well as Backbreaker Media on YouTube and Twitch as well too. Then again, every Saturday you can join myself and Papa Spokes for more Prairie Pro Wrestling action on Prairie Pro Wrestling's channel. The next 2 Saturdays in a row, we're delivering you, mine and Papa Spokes' best of Prairie Pro Wrestling, where every time for 2 episodes in a row, we each will pick a couple of matches that we liked that released on YouTube in the last 12 years. Doesn't mean they happened in 2024, but released on our YouTube page in the last 12 months. So check that out with us over the next couple of Saturdays. It's holiday season. Papa Spokes and I, as announced, we're not taking a break. So the 26th, we will be back with a trip through the territories, and we're going to be talking all about the territory made famous by the original Sheik, and that is going to be coming up here on the 26th of the month as well, too. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Rescheduling our trip through the territories, New Zealand, with the boys in New Zealand for January. So, yeah, lots coming up, lots to look forward to. As always, it's all broadcast right here at our local establishment, OLE Podcast. That ticker down below is where you can follow us on all the socials, as well as go ahead and like, follow, subscribe, all those wonderful things. If you're watching on replay here on YouTube, leave us a comment. We will get back to you. And go support not just the three of us, but every single one of the amazing contributors that we have on this channel, as well as the amazing guests that we bring into this channel as well, too. Go follow them on all social media, support their work, because that's what it's all about. It's about growing this community and making good by all these wonderful human beings that are out here spending their countless amount of hours putting in this hard work and dedication to this craft. I want to thank you all for joining us here on Point of View. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here with me as always and supporting, and we will see you next Sunday. Take care, everybody.